What's the first step to not being poor? A practical understanding for taking steps towards making wealth real. Everybody talks about eliminating lack, debt, and such. What they say seems so surreal. What I'm going to do is talk about a different kind of concept. It's based on a perspective shift that addresses our mental conditioning directly, rather than generally explaining ethereal ideas that seem so spiritual you need an interpreter to understand it. You see, my intent is to help people reprogram and condition themselves to automatically activate and correct negative patterns that limit their growth. Think of it like this. I want to encourage you to first recognize, then remember, and finally recall the solutions you already have within. An acknowledgement of the families, the communities, the nations, and us as a human race as a whole. We need to take personal responsibility and ensure the coming generations have the tools to create real, meaningful change. I think the biggest obstacle is the fact that people forget the commitments that they make, mainly because they're distracted by what we like to call life. People say that being poor is a state of mind, and I'm one to agree with that. You see, being indigent is a state of being, which is to say, it is a way in which we present ourselves to the world. Its state can be found on a map. Having a poor, destitute state of mind means that on the map of your mind, you've taken a wrong turn and lost track of the place where you were. This is why when we're poor, we always ask for direction, support, and a means to get back on track. Bob Proctor said, the number one reason people don't make decisions is because they can't see how they're going to get there. So they only do things that they know how to get to. Simply put, that's why their lives never change. Your mind and thoughts must be focused on the same frequency as your goals. When you focus on that one thing, your thoughts are in frequency with that. You get there by making committed decisions. Those are the decisions that you can't go back on. Shut the past off. Begin thinking on a higher frequency. Then go forward and act like the person you want to become. The moment your beliefs matches with any state, you fuse with it. This union results in the activation and projection of plots, plans, and conditions, circumstances. This new state of conscious awareness becomes your new home from which you view the world. With simple adjustments in our lives, we have a huge impact on the long term. That's why I decided to do this video, to give us one simple step to take each time we find ourselves falling back onto this cycle of negative thinking around our finances. See, in my youth, I spent time helpless in the streets of Brick City, New Jersey. In my experience, I met a lot of people. People who were like me, and also people who may have had a little bit more than I did. Nevertheless, they would all share and open themselves to be an ear or a shoulder to cry on. That's what got me through. See, even though we would complain about what we lacked and, what we looked forward to, all of our needs would eventually get met. It was mainly because of the gratefulness that we expressed and felt for and with each other. We may not be able to drive the fancy car, but our gratitude for the car that we had kept us in the situation where we had a car, simply put. From there, if we don't mistreat, the hoopty, our gratitude for it can help us afford its replacement. If it breaks down, we try to fix it. It's not because we're too cheap to get a new car, but rather because the hoopty is playing a role in a bigger plan for my Maserati. A could have easily given up at my low point, like many people do. Maybe I would have ended up an addict, addicted to hard drugs, or caught up in the criminal justice system. A system which was always meant to destroy me in my life. You know, I could have ran away from my problems. I could have sold my soul to the music industry, or ended up in some kind of a circus, you know, for some job security. At some point, I had to realize that I was either going to take my life into my own hands or give it away. Either way, we end up serving our purpose, because we're all meant to help one another here. When we tune into gratitude and we refocus ourselves, things happen at lightning speed. I found myself in peace at my father's house. I had time to really get deep into my studies and spirituality, and this got me more connected and aware of the fact that my state of mind had ultimate control over my reality. Having peace in the comfort of my father's house took me out of a state of mind where I was constantly faced with pressure, instability, and deadlines. I was able to be grateful for that, the peace and the solace, and find a way out of my negative cycles of thinking by disciplining myself and becoming more committed to what it is that I'm actually here for, my life's purpose. As I got more and more grateful, I realized how much more there was to be grateful for. As I got more and more focused on what I wanted to do, it became clear to me that what I needed to accomplish it was a lot less than what I thought. You'll find, as I did, the more specific that you will get about what you want, the less you actually need. The solution is, and always has been, gratitude. In a nutshell, it's more than just a word. It's a light for our lives. The fact is, gratitude helps us uncover the magic of this reality. The only way to come out of negative thinking is to counter it with positive thinking. If you're in a state of need, use positive thinking to counter the negative state. The opposite of need is fullness, gratefulness, gratitude. Just thinking and becoming more gracious opens up new perspective and new opportunity. This is a mental experience we're having here. And we should all know that the greatest enemy to progress is inaction. It's my hope that with the simple tools I show you in my videos and on my page, you will be able to open up opportunities for yourself and let go of limiting beliefs. The limiting beliefs that hold you back through intimidation and fear. Just becoming a little more grateful each day. It's going to change a lot.